G'day ladies and gentlemen, my name's Isaac Butterfield and unfortunately this is a serious video. I know. But someone needs to talk about this. I've been saying for years, and so have a lot of other people, that the demonization of men is leading to extreme levels of loneliness. It's growing the numbers of men suffering from addiction and leading to the horrifying stats of men ending it all. All of that begins with teaching little boys, young men, that they are the problem. Not that they are part of the problem, that they are the problem. Because of the way that they were born, the way that their body is mapped out, what they have between their legs, that dictates that they are a problem. And I just assumed that it would silently become worse and worse. But no! That's not what happened, not silently at all. Before we go any further, this video is brought to you by the great people at Bon Charge. Bon Charge is a holistic wellness brand with a huge range of evidence-based products to optimize your life in every way. If you want to burn some extra calories and help with your weight loss, if you want to detoxify because you've eaten badly for the last couple of days, well, I've got the product for you. The sauna blanket, ladies and gentlemen, it works by raising your heart rate to that of physical exercise, so it burns a lot of calories. It sweats out all the heavy metal, all the toxins. It's so easy to set up. It takes less than a minute. It heats up rapidly and you can enjoy a session for 30 or 40 minutes while you're relaxing, watching TV, reading or doing whatever. Now I've tried others on the market, but I always come back to Bon Charge because they are the best. It heats up quickly, it's easy to clean, simple to store away, and it is the best in the business. Now Bon Charge ships everywhere in the world with free shipping on every sauna blanket. There's no hidden costs. Easy return and exchanges with a 30-day trial and 12 months warranty. Ladies and gentlemen, support the channel and support Bon Charge by going to boncharge.com/Butterfield and use the coupon code Butterfield to save 15%. That's Bon Charge, BONCHARGE.com/Butterfield and use the coupon code Butterfield to save 15%. Thank you very much to Bon Charge for sponsoring this video. Now, back to the video. Have a go at this. The government has announced a new trial to crack down on toxic male culture. Boys as young as 5 will be taught about healthy relationships and masculinity. The government will teach you what healthy masculinity looks like. How about fuck off? Mate, I am fucking off governments from all over the world getting their hands on everything. Fuck off. Who are these faceless people that get to decide what healthy masculinity looks like? You don't fucking know shit, mate. And I tell you what, if the people who I assume are going to be the ones that decide what is healthy and what is not healthy masculinity, then I just tell you right now that the next generation, much like this generation of men, is real fucked. Talking about shit men, this t-shirt, a fantastic t-shirt, this was a real TikTok comment left. A racist, homophobic, ableist, misogynist, fatphobic, attention-seeking, morally bankrupt pig of a man. Get the Isaac Butterfield t-shirt. It's available in Australia and America and all over the world. And guess what? If you're in the US, we now have a distributor in America, so you don't have to pay exorbitant fees for shipping. Congratulations. Head to isaacbutterfield.shop. Yeah. Now back to the very serious video after that very serious merch plug. The government's announced a program to crack down on toxic male culture and help young men develop positive masculinity. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? That's this whole do the right thing shit. Okay, what's positive masculinity then? Name it. Name exactly what it is. And I guarantee you the vast majority of men are already doing that shit. This generation of men right now, we're not doing what our fathers and grandfathers did, all right? We are, across the board, much better people. Sorry, that's probably a harsh truth, but on average, much better people. We're doing that positive shit. But yet, you still blame every single man for anything wrong that a man does in the world. Fuck you, you fucking goose. It follows concerns about influence of misogynic online personalities such as Andrew Tate, who has perpetrated violence against women. Well, allegedly he has. I mean, I don't think he's overly a great dude, but allegedly he has. A recent survey of high school students in Victoria and New South Wales found that 25% of teenage boys look up to Tate, who had his Instagram shut down by Meta in 2022. Yeah, like that means that he's a bad person. He has his Instagram shut down. Whatever. Mate, people listen to Andrew Tate, and Shoe on Head put this perfectly. People listen to people like Andrew Tate because there's no one else talking to them. Everyone else is saying you're doing the wrong thing just by existing. No wonder. No fucking wonder. Domestic violence in Australia. This slide is very important because domestic violence is horrific, right? It should never happen. Any man who lays his hands on a woman is a huge piece of shit and should be fucking locked up for life. In the same vein, any woman who does it is also a huge piece of shit. The trial forms the government's 10-year plan, which is hilarious when a government does a 10-year plan because they're only ever in fucking power for 4 to 8 years. Anyway, to end violence against women and children in a generation. 1 in 3 Australian women over 15 have experienced violence. Horrific, right? No one's fucking disputing that. Young women 18 to 34 are 3 times more likely than older women to have experienced intimate partner violence in the last 12 months. And within Indigenous communities, it's much, much higher, which they didn't put there because that would pretty much go against what their sort of the whole, anyway, whatever. We're not even going to get into that. We're not even going to get into that. Now, the Social Service Minister here in Australia, Amanda Rishworth, says what research? Care to show it, shows strong links between harmful forms of masculinity, what is a harmful form of masculinity, and the perpetration of violence against women. Now, all of this comes in the wake of a young woman, 21 years old in Sydney, being murdered by a dude. I don't even know if she dated him. Like, I know they dated for like a couple of weeks, but didn't properly date. Just some fucking lunatic. Absolute crazy lunatic. Bludgeoned her to death. I think it was with a hammer. Like, fuck, that is fucking horrific. But what happens? Who is blamed? Well, the dude gets blamed for a couple of days, and then the conversation turns to the real perpetrators, men and masculinity, which just happens to be 50% of the entire fucking world. And the questions that get thrown around are, when are men going to stop doing this? When will men learn? When is enough for men to stop? Mate, we agree with you. Let me speak on all fucking men. We agree. It's terrible. It shouldn't happen. I wouldn't do it. I don't think many of you would do it. I hope not. And if you would do it, if you've ever hit your missus, fuck off. You're not fucking welcome here, you. Men don't kill anyone. Murderers kill people. See the difference? Masculinity can be amazing. It has built the world we live in. All right? If you think that femininity did that, you're kidding yourself. But masculinity can also be horrific. Look at all the wars, past, present, and future, all caused by men. If you cannot harness your masculinity and be taught how to use it correctly, then you're going to turn into a real piece of shit. And my argument is, when the Australian government goes to teach men how to use masculinity, or teach boys rather, how to use masculinity correctly, it's going to end up as a clusterfuck. But people will always want something to blame. Every time a man kills a woman, we want to blame masculinity in men. It's much like after the Columbine shooting in America, horrific mass shooting, one of the first that we really paid attention to. People wanted to blame Marilyn Manson and music and violent video games. When someone is killed by their partner, we want to blame men and masculinity. We need someone to blame. It makes us feel better, okay? Okay? Did I just say okay? Okay. Okay. But who it doesn't help are the victims and the young people, or the old people, the men who haven't done anything wrong. It's like, imagine if a dog attacked someone down the road and you just kicked your dog. You just fucking booted it because someone else's dog attacked someone. Is that fair? No, of course it's not. It's fucking shit. And that's what you're doing to young men every time you say that masculinity is toxic. Every single time. It's like a boot right in the gut, because there's nothing we can do about it. We are masculine people. That is the whole fucking essence of the word. This story was thrown around everywhere. It wasn't just in that Instagram post. This is from news.com. Extremist influencers. Australia throws $3.5 million at Tate problem. Andrew Tate is who they're referring to. Experts in adolescent development have spoken out about a little-known $3.5 million Australian government plan to stop an emerging generation of toxic males. Here they come! Watch out! Yeah, a generation of toxic men may be on the way. It may be emerging, but I would argue that it is because they have been told from the first time they could understand that they're a boy, that being a boy is a bad thing. It is a bad trait. The innovative project will tackle the insidious impact of social media messaging targeting young men and boys. What about the insidious shit that targets young girls? Like, whatever. With the primary aim of eradicating gender stereotypes. There will always be gender stereotypes because stereotypes, I'm sorry to say this, are usually quite accurate. Perpetrated online and promoting a culture of respect and supportive relationship among peers. It sounds good in theory, I just think it won't work. Now, some of the scholars involved in this discussion had this to say. We also challenge the assumption that boys need to only hear from other men about how to develop positive masculinity. Sorry, ladies. Fucking not your race, babe. Not your fucking race. And note that the inclusion of only male role models in healthy masculinity programs are not backed by robust evidence, they wrote. Okay, let's talk about the evidence. That would be helpful. It's not in there. But let's reverse that, shall we? Let's just pretend for a second that these people are saying, Isaac Butterfield, me, I'm going to teach women how to be feminine. Would you have a problem with that, ladies? Would you have a problem? You'd probably have a problem with it. Rightfully so. Why? Because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Ladies, stay in your lane. Although, you know, some women probably would have good things to say, helpful things perhaps to say about masculinity. Don't get me wrong, I'm just saying that you probably don't know what the fuck you're talking about. My worry is that a lot of young men will be taught how to be men by women. And the evidence, I don't want to go into the single parent household thing, like, because there's a lot of shit that happens with that as people age, but just look at that. If you're just living with a single mother and you don't have any male role model in your life, sometimes shit goes wrong. That's all I'll say. I don't want to start a big fucking debate about that, but sometimes it does. They argued boys benefit from interacting with individuals of diverse gender identities and at all lifestyles. I agree. Learn from everyone, but also there's two genders. And then there's this from the very progressive publication Pedestrian. The government is launching a program aimed at stamping out toxic male culture, and it's about time, hey? What a great journalistic standard you hold. Oh, you got a nice photo of Andrew Tate saying, oh fuck. Their article is a carbon copy of the one from news.com. I guess everyone just gets sent these and they just fucking upload them because they're all part of the same fucking organisation. Anyway, the fact of the matter is this. Here are some masculine traits. Being strong, being powerful, being tough. These are good things. Using it for good is also a masculine trait. Other masculine traits include being helpful, being caring. If you see a dog hit by a car, you pull over, you help that fucking dog. Cooking for your family, little shit like that. Helping your wife, helping your partner clean up, sharing the load, 50-50. They are masculine traits. Sorting your shit out, leaving the planet better than when you found it. That's a masculine trait. Just because you're born male doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't. You're not. You're just fucking not. You might just need to work out how to fucking use it. You are not inherently toxic or evil, but you may become that if you fail. That is the important lesson here. But it's your role, as a man, young or old, to make sure that that doesn't happen. To make sure that you become a good man, a good masculine person, and eventually a good role model. Fucking do not fuck that up. I just can't see the government telling boys and men how to be boys and men ending good, ending well, ending positively. But ladies and gentlemen, I'd love to know your thoughts, because this really does follow on from that topic the other week about why men start to listen to people like Andrew Tate, because no one else is talking to them. Everyone else is telling them they're a problem. One dude comes along and says that they're good, that masculinity is good. They're gonna fucking listen. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Go and grab the t-shirt. Fund my Christmas spending. Be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. Be next things too. Bye.